All right. Here we go. Here. Hero comics here. Next was Hero comics transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Basically, when you actually took a bunch of screen caps of comments on YouTube and DeviantArt, there are any sorts of comments. I'm going to get into deviant lifestyles and a few other things. Trigger warning: if you don't like what I'm saying, go ahead, click off the video, and go watch something else. Do not like there's hate speech for videos because there's no hate speech for videos. It's speech hate. That's a different story. Let's continue on people getting things wrong in these comment sections of me transgender man with versus basic biology, and then we can take off about that after some more not safe for work fan art stuff. The internet down, so don't have as much fan art to show. To talk about, no, not show, but talk about. But today we have a slimmed down but still voluptuous green fairy with red hair from the Rayman series. I prefer her in original form, but this form's not bad either. She's still nice and curvaceous, in a skin tight green dress there. It barely covers everything. Oh my gosh. Very nice indeed. And now we have a full-grown, voluptuous blossom from Powerpuff Girls Z. She looks amazing. So awesome. The dress barely covers everything else. Very nice indeed. We'll go back to stuff talking about actual sex later. Vaginal sex. Unfortunately, anal. I care about that. Fellatio, which is putting a penis in your mouth, or cuddling us, which is licking a vulva. We'll get to those. Back again when we have the actual when the internet can actually get on there. But right now, we're gonna stick with these pictures of these cute cartoon girls. Let's continue on. But right now, let's get on with here. What we got is Kung Fu Hate Mail, and I say I like a good Kung Fu style. This looks amazing. Smiley face emoji. Here's the issue. There'll be some overlap. There's important to talk about, so we don't miss anything. Smiling with the eyes closed emoji. Someone said, always have good uke to make things look real. Says someone else. Signed up as a non-athletic 38-year-old with a new baby. One of the best things I've ever done for myself in my whole life. Missed you, Dave, at all. Dave has a school in Rialto in the 90s when I was a teen and went with my friend to check it out. I remember him poking my friend in the chest all hard with his finger demonstrating something, and my friend got all butthurt and offended. It was just a funny memory. A long-lived day. Love watching his videos. God, I love the fluidity, versatility, power, and adaptiveness and full-body nature of our art. Do it to him, Master Dave. Love and miss you guys. Miss all you guys. The skills. So this is like the Sansu. Yeah, Sansu is kind of like Kempo Kung Fu, Kempo, but for Kung Fu in ways, because it's definitely looking like it. You're taking a lot of Kung Fu techniques and putting them together in ways you want to put them together. So it looks pretty cool. I might check it out sometime. Took Sansu when I was a teenager. 30 years ago, got to Greenbelt. Would like to go back one day. Just want to say, Master Wu would be proud of you. Either came from being Master Simon Ree's second adult black belt. Got lucky to have Russ Kester. One of the lucky to be hand raised by Master Wu. Trained me private lessons for whole years. I'm blessed. Even if I even used to have a private video of him at the events in L.A. But Russ shared the stories of the great Jimmy Wu. Kung Fu Hate Mail Part 2. Why Wing Chun Shaolin Masters are dangerous in combat sports. There's a video about that. And here's the description of it. Why Wing Chun Shaolin Masters are dangerous in combat sports. Legendary Wing Chun Shaolin monks are real life superheroes thanks to the ancient Chinese practices. Yeah, true. The Masters of Qigong allows them to harness inner energy and achieve unbelievable feats. Through training, martial arts training, through focused breathing and meditation and exercise. They summon chi like a superpower, or they get strong enough to do cool things. Enhancing strength and making them invincible in combat enough. Their Wing Chun Kung Fu mastery turns them into martial arts dynamos with skills that rival Bruce Lee. Because he learned Wing Chun. And then adapted it to his other styles he learned. Years of intense training gives them rock-solid stances. Yes, it does. Makes them sturdy fortresses in a fight. Yep. Making them sturdy fortresses in a fight. Their balance of body and mind makes them precise like robots. Yeah, true. Hardcore conditioning transforms their bodies into iron, able to withstand brutal blows. Yeah, they take those during their training. Yeah. Extreme cardio boosts their stamina to superhuman levels. True. Mental discipline through meditation gives them a laser sharp focus, keeping them calm under pressure. Weapon mastery leads them to wield traditional arms with deadly skills. And adaptability allows them to change their game plan on the fly. The Wing Chun Shaolin monks prove that with rigorous training of body and mind, humans can achieve incredible things. They can. Their secret techniques have been honed over centuries, turning monks into real-life superheroes. Anyways, yes. This video explores the numerous practices that give Shaolin masters their almost supernatural martial arts abilities. Want to discover the secrets behind the Wing Chun Shaolin master's superpowers? Check out this video to see them in action. We dive into Qigong, intense training, mental discipline, and more. Don't miss out on learning about these real-life superheroes. Yeah, Qigong is an internal style like Tai Chi. You know, it's meant to help you with your exercise and stuff. It's not really for fighting, but I'm pretty sure you can really use it for it. But well, no, Kung Fu is the thing. Qigong is for the eternal art. I'm more of the external myself. That's how it goes. And I say I'm a huge fan of Kung Fu, but I know that it has just strengths and weaknesses. I like how flexible and knowledgeable it can make people, but depending on the style, there's a little grappling and ground game. Thankfully, that's what other martial arts are for. Sunglasses emoji. So that's first. First. But Ladybug Girl hate is gay. Ladybug Girl is gay, hate mail. Sorry. Ladybug Girl is gay, hate mail, part 1. And I say, wow, if they want gay trans characters, they should make their own. Also, happy Men's Health Awareness Month. Smiling with their eyes closed emoji. And they wonder why everyone thinks they're annoying. The astronomical levels of insecurity. No one can write or say anything that doesn't match what they imagine about an already fictional character, or they freaking lose it. It never fails to astound me that the sheer arrogance and entitlement on display for these people, because it certainly sounds like the ones having meltdowns expect the creator not to only validate their identities like an unpaid therapist, they also expect the creator to bend into the character's entire personality and traits to suit themselves. And I know the reason why. Further validation so they can run decide character and I are one and the same. These people are so insane. No, I'm liking these things. These people are so insane. When I was a very small kid, I still didn't act as nuts over fictional characters. Sometimes I question why people are so obsessed with putting labels on characters. Now I remember this Exter we're talking about. Is Itter we're talking about. X-Itter we're talking about. Next. A large flat TV picture. Mounted on the wall, I guess. Last Jedi databank master codebreaker that we never see, never talk to. Gambling, that was what we call a misdirection. One of the many misdirections of that mixed direction of a movie. Last Jedi. Yeah, you're. Lara Croft Netflix series. 1 second. Yeah, we got time. Okay, let's go. Lara Croft, Larry Croft Netflix series meal, part 1. I say Larry Croft, love it. Someone says Larry Croft, love it. And then someone says, who is that man? He looks like he's from Attack on Titan. So I had a whale of a laugh looking at the showrunner and the version of Larry Croft. Be nice when we don't have to deal with these elephants in the writing rooms. Lol. Cancel Netflix. Unsubscribe them right now. Right now. Angry face emoji. This stuff radicalized me. Because I read that word. They turned Mary Jane into Rocky Dennis. I'm shake my head. What the heck is that thing? When Lara Croft makes me feel like my masculinity is lacking, something is wrong. Yeah. That Larry Croft. Lease agreement signatures. That's something that's private. Thank you. Leave trans kids alone. Meal part 1. No. I say, now let them destroy themselves? I don't think so. Got 7 likes for that. Someone says, leave. Let kids be kids, bro. Through lies. Nope. Stop trying to tell them what they are and are not. No, it's very important to tell them so they don't mess themselves up. They ain't your job. Actually, it is. I say, I am Christian. Rescue those being led away to death. Hold back those starting towards slaughter. Read more. Slaughter. Take it. Read more again. And so here goes. As a Christian, you should spread love, not hate. Proverbs 24:11. There you go. Next. Love, not hate. The hate of sin is showing love. I say, being born LGBT is not a sin. I say, no one is born LGBT. Following that lifestyle is a sin. And so I say, you guys, well, explain how homosexuality is found in nature and has been found to be completely natural through lies. Maybe look at a Catholic kid touches for unnatural. I say, that sin's corruption on nature. I say, the true Christian and someone who probably isn't even Christian have proved you wrong multiple times through lies. I didn't see any, but I say they did. Give it a rest through lies. I know. So here goes. Ephesians 6:5-8. Paul states, "Sirs, be obedient to your human masters with fear and trembling." Yeah. Sincerity of heart as to Christ. Yes. Do good job. Obey your bosses. Yeah. Which falls strictly slaves to obey their master. Servants. Because the slavery was not the same thing as it was the Civil War. In slavery, you could, in back then, you could be a slave for a day and then leave. So now, you could also leave. You were a slave that stayed longer. You could leave your master eventually and be like, I'm done being a slave. I'm out of here. My debt's paid. I'm out. You can't do that in Civil War slavery. Different thing. These guys got it wrong. Go. Similar statements to their master. Similar statements regarding obedient slaves can be found in this place. But that's a different kind of slavery. So it doesn't work. Next. And so here goes. The environmental social behavior factors also influence hormones in both males and females, but it's not what makes people gay or trans. Choice is what makes people gay or trans. I believe the idea of the hormones determine sex through lies. Progesterone changes in response to typically male-coded social situations. According to lies, are told that involve dominance and competition through lies. Estrogen typically linked to female-coded behavior or not. Also plays a role in masculine-coded dominance power social scenarios through lies. Through testosterone levels are different between males and females on average. Many external factors can change these levels, but still a person with more testicles is male, still a person with ovaries is female. Such as whether or not a person is raising a child. Different testosterone levels in both men and women can predict certain parenting behaviors. Even the content of the sexual fantasy can change testosterone levels, but still the objects, the organs are not changeable. The fact is, behavior and environmental, like cultural, general norms and expectations, influence sexual hormones and the biology of the body and brain itself through lies. Science and society better together through lies. That's basically what that is. Society is trying to hide what science is, to lie about what biological sex is. Let's go on. I say, so is combining fabrics and clothes. The relevant biblical verses. They're trying to use the Bible, but it doesn't work. Nope. Next. See you guys later. Check me out on YouTube, TV, and art.